Hi everyone, hi Heart Speakers, this is Dr. Anne Jensen, and I want to talk to you about the HeartSpeak Hints that you've probably been getting in your inbox. Now, it just occurred to me that you might not know what to do with them, so that's what this video is all about. So let's take one of the most recent ones, HeartSpeak Hints. This topic was I can't feel. And so what you do is you read the issue part, what the problem is, what the issue is, what the challenge is, and then I give you some solutions to kind of clear your way past that challenge. So the I can't feel issue of this one, for instance, it says the solutions are, number one, use the 4/6 approaches. That means that whether you're a HeartSpeak level 1, you use your 4 approaches. And if you're a HeartSpeak level 2, you use your 6 approaches. Remember what the 4 approaches were. You make a statement, you say it out loud, and then the second approach would be to say it in your head. So make a statement, muscle test. Make it in your head, say it in your head, and then muscle test. And then consider, muscle test, and then the feeling of, muscle test. So it says use the 4 or 6 approaches, I can feel. And then there's some qualifiers, fully, wholly, safely. Now, the statement then would be out loud. You would say, I can feel, and muscle test. But, because we're all about feeling in HeartSpeak, so the muscle test isn't as important as how that feels to you. So what you're going to do is say it again, but say it like you're saying it to the world or to someone important. And then you're going to feel how that feels and listen to how it sounds, because that's going to be important, those two things. So you say it again, I can feel, and then you see how that feels. And of course do the muscle test too. If the muscle test says stress present, away you go into your HeartSpeak. And then of course the second approach, as I said, you say it in your mind, and then I can feel. Say it silently in your mind, and then muscle test, but also feel how it feels. And then you say to yourself, or say to your partner, your buddy, consider feeling, and then muscle test. And then the feeling of feeling. It's a little tricky, I know. So the feeling of feeling, and then muscle test. And then I gave you some qualifiers there, fully, wholly, safely. So consider feeling fully, muscle test. Consider feeling safely, muscle test. I can feel safely, muscle test. That kind of thing. And then the number 2 was use the 4 to 6 approaches, I feel. So the first one was I can feel. This one is I feel. And in HeartSpeak we like to cast as wide a net as possible. So I feel might be a little bit more wider, broader, so you might catch more things. So you use those 4 to 6 approaches. Say it out loud. I feel, and muscle test. But also feel how that feels. Listen to how it sounds. I feel in your mind, and I consider feeling. And then the feeling of feeling. That's the same one as before. And then number 3 was the feeling of being unable to feel. Yeah, we all know what that is. The feeling of not being unable to feel. And then muscle test. Find that and then muscle test. If that's weak, away you go with the HeartSpeak process. And then the feeling of feeling everything. Feeling of feeling everything. Whoa, see how much kind of stress that might evoke for you? Yeah, so then you muscle test. And if it's weak, of course, then you go into it. And number 5, feel the space between your atoms, molecules, and even between your electrons and protons in your atoms. So you just go and you feel that space, because that space is actually as relatively broad as the space between the planets in our solar system. It's tons of space, relative space in there. So just go in there and feel all that space. Yeah, test for stress. And then the last one there, I give you number 6, consider simply noticing feelings, passing right through that space. They go in and right out again without impact. So consider that the feelings go right in and right out through that space between your atoms, between your molecules, between electrons and neutrons. And then consider that they come in and out without impact, and then muscle test. So that's how you do it. And for those of you who are new at HeartSpeak and are new to the HeartSpeak Hints, that's how you'd go about doing that. And usually you do it with a buddy, or you can do it to yourself. That's fine. So enjoy that. I hope you find them helpful, and you'll get them in your inbox every Friday. See you next time.